Hello everybody, Всем привет. Today we're going to talk about the well screen, which is in the castle. You're supposed to be able to click on this well and it will bring up like a summary, the town population and town population information and statistics. This is what shows up when you have a when you start out and you have a well built in your town. In the map claw, you do start with a well. And so it displays the structures, it displays the creatures, and then the creature info, which includes the availability and the growth rate. And it's a minor thing, but it was I just built the Mage Guild recently, and so it's such a similar background to the Mage Guild because it's again this stone back BMP from the heroesofmight file, this big information bar along the bottom, and then the legend exit button. And then these are in build. Let's see, build.icn, I think. Let me see if I can pull that up. So this is stone back. This is again that stone background. And if we go all the way up here to B, okay, that's taking us too far down. Build, it's building here. So yeah, so it displays again these building pieces, and town wind I think also has part of it, but actually no, that building is just combined. It's this piece, which is then below this piece, which if you see that there's like a little golden border around these images. And so that's how these structures are built. And then there's also the monster images are then used. So the nice monster art images. These are downsized a little bit from the battle sprites, but that's what's displayed here on this screen. So I didn't think this should take that long, but you know, I gave it the heroes cost, so the structure and the cost, and I think the main purpose of this was just to give it the list of names of the structures. You know, that's really the purpose of that list. Let's see what I say. So my standard prompt. Rebuilding the game engine for Heroes of Might and Magic 1. A lot of functionality. Now I want to build the well screen. It brings up the well screen, which I showed here, well PNG. It's a similar layout to the build screen. The well screen has a subscreen, or it's a subscreen of the castle screen. It's similar to the building screen and the Mage Guild screen. To bring up the well screen, in the castle, a player clicks on the well sprite overlaid on the castle screen. Obviously, this is only available after the well has been built. The well's not built, then this is not possible. That brings up a well structure screen overlaid on top of the top half of the screen. Uses stone back from Heroes AGG root, which I showed you earlier. It's 640 by 262. You know, I just highlight no stretching. I just give it, I kind of over specify some of these XY offsets for these sprites. I'd like to specify also these column layouts, and then I explain dwelling 1 to 6. These are the images from building ICN, the name box below, and I gave it, you know, this structure here to just get the names right as well. And then we have creature image 1, creature image 2, creature image 3, then creature info 1, creature info 2, info 3, and then 4, 5, 6 kind of in reverse order and mirrored on the other side. Because if you'll notice, these creatures are mirrored and facing the opposite direction. So that was, then I explained what's the dwelling. I give it these building.icn indexes. I give it the width, and then when you add the name box, they're 137 by 75. I've attached the building spec as well, which gives the XY offsets. Creature images, these are just images from Monsters ICN. Creature images 1 to 3 are displayed as they come in the ICN. Creatures 4 to 6 are displayed mirrored horizontally. They should be centered in the cell. And then the creature info, I explained there's a 3 pixel offset, then the quantity of creatures that are available. If the structure is not built, none is displayed. And then the 3 pixel offset, and then growth rate is available. And then a 3 pixel offset, and the growth rate is displayed. The Y offset is lined up across all the columns, similar to how it's done in the build screen. There's a 12 pixel spacing in the middle between the creature info columns. And I give it another name, another table of the names for the creature dwellings. And then I give it my standard info bar and exit button. And then I want to access this screen only from the castle screen and only when the well structure is clicked on. The screen is exited using the exit button, and that is all. So it looks over everything, takes a shot at it, gives me some integration. I integrated it. I got a little bug here. Well screen state was defined twice and something was undeclared. So we made took a couple shots at it. And this was the result we got for the first one. So this is actually not bad. It got the info bar, the exit, it got the structures on the outside wings, it got the info pretty good. You know, I think I would tighten up the spacing a little bit, but it's missing the creatures here. And so I was, well, let's see what I say in the prompt. The creature images should be present on the well screen, whether or not the associated structure is built or not. So basically, I think it's only displaying what's available or what's possible to buy. And then when the well screen is open and I click around and close the well screen, it brings up a recruit dialog in the background. And we have the well screen capture all clicks. I'm sure it's a small guard to add. So what's happening is I would click over here and like the crypt is behind this, approximately this area on the Warlock Castle. And so when I would exit the well screen, the crypt recruit screen would be open. So it was capturing my click here on the well screen for recruiting gargoyles, and that's not correct behavior. So creature images, remove the if built guard, draw the creatures always. Click leak, the well stayed open block doesn't have a continue after it, so the execution falls through to the recruit dwelling hit test code below. The Mage Guild block has the continue, but the well block is missing it. So fixes that, and we get this result, but now the spacing is kind of messed up. So this is correct. This is what we wanted to see, but the spacing is now a little messy. So let's have a look at that. I want to move it so the creature info boxes are closer to each other in the center and have more space for the right-hand side creature images. Can we reduce the padding between the rows of text by 1 to 2 pixels? So makes those changes. And then I noticed that the growth rates of the well were off by a little bit, but let's have a look at the, okay, this is the previous build. So let's go to the latest build with the well screen. So there we go. So this is our well screen. You'll notice this button grays out when you're in here, so you can't click on this. And the initial availability is correct and the growth rate is correct. Let's build something and see what happens to the well screen. This got updated correctly. That looks good. Let's build an Adobe too while we're at it. And just check what that, yep, that did it too on the well. So it's looking a lot better. I think if I were to nitpick on the performance of this, there's maybe one one case that I don't like, which it might come up in the knight or the sword. Actually, I know it comes up in the knight. Let's see if it comes up in the sorceress. That the creatures on the right side sometimes can leak into this buy box. So it looks like just the tail end of the phoenix is leaking in there, and I think the cavalry also does that for the knight. So let me just see if I can pull up a knight faction. Here we go. So yeah, see the cavalry, the tail is just leaking a little bit in there. That's not the biggest, that's a minor fix, but just, as long as we're paying attention, let's note the bugs. But anyway, I did have an issue with the well screen growth rates because it was the base growth rate was being computed from the initial I think it might have been up here in the initial hero creatures structure cost, or maybe there was heroes somewhere it was getting. I don't remember which file had it. It was probably actually from map. Well, in one of these files, I had a growth rate table, and it was pulling the information out of that. But that growth rate table was factoring in the well. So these numbers were off. I mean, you can actually see it here. This is 15 a week. That is not the correct number for centaurs. That should be 10 a week. So it is just hard coded in a table, and again, the gargoyles 8 a week, that includes the well. So without this, it's 6. Without this, it's 6. So these were being populated correctly with the base rate. The base non-well rate for the structure. That was being computed correctly, but the growth rate was just being randomly set in the well screen. So I had to go through and fix that. Should be values in recruit.h. So that's where it was, recruit.h. +2 for the well. So I realized I didn't give it recruit.h. So that's why it hallucinated an answer. Did this. It's still pointing to the incorrect table. So we went through this. I wrote up some nice documentation and some architecture, and I ended up just manually fixing this in the thing because it just wanted to give me these wrong values. So it did generate the correct values eventually, but I just manually changed it in the documentation and in the code. I sometimes it's just diminishing returns to try and get the AI to do everything for you, to do all the typing, because it's just as likely to make a mistake with the statistical probabilities of next text. So the castle screen, so I did add this little feature. This is the correct behavior from the game, where the exit screen is grayed out when the Mage Guild is open or when the well screen is open. And so I just added in a fix here to do that. It didn't get it right, but after a while it did. And then I discovered another bug where my castle audio was staying on even when I exited, but it was because I exited through the hero screen. And so I realized, like, oh, okay, the hero screen exit isn't turning off the castle screen music. It's treating it as I'm exiting back to the castle screen. So it takes me to the overworld screen instead of back to the castle screen. This is causing a bug. Can we fix that by managing the state better? And then I explained the logic that the hero screen, when you enter that by entering the hero locator or the hero themselves. If you do that, you're entering from the overworld, and then the background is the terrain music and the ambient sounds. If they exit from there, they just return to this world overview, the viewport. But if the hero screen is entered by clicking on the hero portrait from within the castle, then the castle music displays or the castle music plays during the hero screen, and then clicking exit from the hero screen should just return the hero to the castle. And so I gave it hero screen because I forgot to give it hero screen when I made that request. It made some updates. The audio was fine. It was really just the exit state from the hero screen when castle screen was open. So it added a flag to check that, and that seemed to work. So we'll just do a quick verification that this is the case. We exit, and we exit to the castle screen, right? That's correct. We go down here, we exit. Click on her here, we exit. So that's all working fine. But yeah, we got the well screen working and fixed a few bugs, and it was a pretty productive session.